Hey you guys, what's going on? It's Dirty Mike. Today I'm going to show you my 7.3 DK build and how it can work for you. Alright, so hopping right into this, for my 56 tier I'm using Icy Talons. Frost Strike also increases your melee attack speed by 12% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. My switch for this is Shattering Strikes, but I really am like attuned to Icy Talons, so I really don't ever change this one out. For my 57 tier, I'm running Freeze and Fog, Howling Blast, and Frost Fever deal 20% increased damage. That's epic. If I was to switch this one out, probably on a 70-30 scale, 70 being Freeze and Fog, 30 being Horn of Winter. That way I could have a little bit more consistency, but not much. Moving on to my 58 tier, I'm using Avalanche. While Pillar of Frost is active, your melee critical strikes cause jagged icicles to fall on your nearby enemies, dealing X amount of frost damage. If I was to switch this one out, it would definitely be Ice Cap, just because of the Frost Strike and Obliterate critical strikes that reduce the cooldown on Pillar of Frost. That's just depending on what I'm running. I'm not too in tune to switching this one out because just for the fact that Pillar or Avalanche is so much better right now. Excuse me. On my 60 tier, I'm running Winter is Coming. Enemy struck 5 times by Remorseless Winter while your Pillar of Frost is active are stunned for 4 seconds. If I was to change this one out, 50-50, and this is also depending on arena comps, is Blinding Sleet. For my 75 tier, I'm running Volatile Shielding right now. Your anti-magic shell absorbs 35% more damage and generates 100% additional runic power. Switching this one out for Inexorable Assault, and that's pretty even, 50-50 on that one. Moving down to my 90 tier, I'm using Gathering Storm. Each rune spent during Remorseless Winter increases its damage by 15% and extends its duration by 0.5 seconds. Switching this one out for Frozen Poles, but that's very rare again. I usually just stick with Gathering Storm at this point. Moving to my 100 tier, I'm using Hungry Rune Weapon. I'm really not switching this one out for anything else unless I'm probably doing raids, and that's just in case I want to do like some very consistent damage. However, to put out high damage, I'm using Hungry Rune Weapon. Empower your Rune Weapon, gaining 1 rune and 5 runic power instantly and every 1.5 seconds, and granting 20% haste for 12 seconds. So that's incredible right there. Okay, moving along into my honor talents, I'm using Gladiator's Medallion just to kind of break stuns right now. I'll switch this out on Relentless, just depending on what kind of comp I'm going up against. For my next tier, I'm running Reinforced Armor just for that 10% health increase. I'll switch that out with Sparring again, just depending on what I'm going up against. For my next tier, I'm running AMZ, Anti-Magic Zone, just to kind of give my team a little bit of support, and if I need it, I can use it at that time. I may run Dark Sim, but usually I just stick with Anti-Magic Zone. For my next tier, I'm running Necrotic Aura for the 8% increased magical damage. I might run Heartstop Aura, but I tend to stick with Necrotic Aura. For my next tier, I'm running Frozen Center, and on my final tier, I'm sticking with Overpowered Rune Weapon. So let's go put in some work. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Frosty K build. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that sub button, send me a like, and as always, thanks for watching.
Shaken.